Hello everyone and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. Today's video subject: why do cats suddenly stop purring? Before we begin, let's first take a look at today's topic overview. Some cats never purr because they don't feel the need to do so. Cats often use purrs to communicate, and your cat may be happy interacting in other ways. However, a sudden cessation of purring could be due to ill health, injury to the throat, or stress and anxiety. Check for any additional behavioral changes alongside feline silence. Purring and cats, sort of like peanut butter and jelly, one of the most common associations. And while some cats certainly purr louder than others, what are we supposed to make of the silence? In truth, there is no definitive answer, as cats, like people, are all unique. So much of purring and a lack thereof can be tied into mental and physical well being. In order to figure out why your cat doesn't purr anymore, you'll need to assess the bigger picture: overall demeanor, changes in behavior, pretty much everything from the ground up that makes your cat, well, your cat. It must be stated that a lack or sudden stop of purring doesn't always equate to unhappiness, stress, anxiety, or even ill health. While that's not to say that something isn't wrong, the lack of purring alone is not a definitive indicator. If your cat has always been a purr machine and has suddenly gone silent, especially if your pet is of senior status, keep a close eye on other behaviors and do a bit of investigating. Cats, even those felines that have gone a bit silent, typically have triggers that will elicit some level of response, even if it's faint and reduced to a mere vibration. If you're concerned about your pet, conduct a bit of trial and error. First up, pet your cat in those favored areas, spots that you know used to always trigger those purrs. Next up, talk to your cat. Many cats will purr simply from hearing a familiar and soothing voice. Next, offer your cat some comfort, a soft cushion. Allow them to knead. That will typically spark up those purrs. Next up, have a play session with your pet, especially one that is outside of that normal routine. Catch your cat by surprise in a very good way. And finally, feed your pet its favorite meal. Most cats will perk right up and fire up that purr machine when the dinner bell rings. Once you've tried all of these measures and your former loud cat is still silent, something could be amiss. Here again, this isn't a guarantee of an issue, but you know your pet. If your concern continues to grow, never hesitate to contact your vet, just in case your cat's lack of purring is due to the attempted masking of illness and or discomfort and unease. It's important to note that while purring is the soundtrack of cats, it doesn't just happen. Cats have to make it happen, similar to meowing. Felines can turn it on and turn it off at their leisure. Purring is a personal choice. However, most cats will have no problem displaying that audio contentment. While some cats have no real reason to purr, it is another way to communicate, especially for kittens. However, with respect to this subsection, some cats just don't feel the need to purr once they reach adulthood. If your felines or feline understands that all the needs and desires are being met and there are no other animals in the home, it could conclude that there's just no real reason to turn on that built-in radio. Of course, as an owner, all of this can be extremely frustrating. In truth, only your cat knows why it does and does not purr. This is why being mindful of overall behavior is so very important. If your cat is showing you attention and is open to affection, the purr machine doesn't have to be on. If your cat is truly happy, it's fair to say that you'll know it in other ways. Since we are indeed senior cat wellness, this section will be addressed with the golden years in mind. However, this can certainly apply to felines of all ages. And while we've briefly touched on the potential of illness and distress and the reasons why your cat's purrs have been turned off, let's take a look at some other notable possibilities. Let's start with satisfaction. Cats can often use purrs to get what they want. But with that said, some cats that are content will turn off those purrs. A bit interesting. If life is good day in, day out, it's not uncommon for older cats to be, well, just be, just exist, relax, and just take it all in. I personally cared for a senior cat for several years. He lived to be over the age of 20. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I actually heard him purring. He was a gentle and content old soul, just like a sweet little old man. He wasn't much for the noise. He just liked to rest and watch the world go by. Next up, we have a desire for privacy. Get away. Get out of here. Get away. Some older felines will stop purring because they just don't want the attention. If your cat just wants to chill, and perhaps for you to back off just a bit, it'll turn that motor right off. Cats know that we will respond to the purring. If your cat does not want the spotlight, that noisemaker could go silent. Next up, we have stress and anxiety and also ill health. We noted these earlier, rather self explanatory. If your cat has always been big on the purrs and has suddenly stopped, your pet could be coming to terms with environmental changes and or ill health. While a certain level of purring has actually been known to heal, it's not uncommon for sick cats to become lethargic and somewhat disconnected from the world around them. This includes a lack of purring. And finally, we have injury. If your cat has suddenly gone silent, injury to the throat or vocal cords could be to blame. While this is rather unusual, it certainly can happen. If you think that your cat's lack of purring or even meowing for that matter is the result of injury, we advise you to search for cuts, abrasions, tender spots, everything. Give your cat a full checkup. And if you discover something that is concerning, please contact your vet. Take your cat to the vet for a full examination as soon as possible. Cats purr. We know this to be true and we accept it. However, the reasons they choose to purr and the reasons they choose to stop can be a mystery at times. While it's fair to say that it's likely impossible to truly crack the code, you can arm yourself with knowledge. And knowing your cat's baseline behavior and overall personality can potentially help you to determine your cat's sudden end to purring if this has occurred. If something is of real concern, you'll likely know about it. The longer you've owned your cat, the easier it will likely be to notice a problem. If you would like more information concerning today's subject matter, please click the initial link in the description box below and join us at seniorcatwellness.com. And once again, feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this type of content is of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.